want to talk about the hidden dangers of bipolar disorder. Hey, how's it going today? Hope you're doing well. Want to talk about bipolar and the hidden dangers. There's bipolar 1 and there's bipolar 2. So let's talk about the hidden dangers of bipolar disorder right now. I'm going to talk about the hidden dangers of bipolar disorder. Bipolar 1 is more in the manic phase, and it has to be within the last 7 days in a row. They're in this manic phase. The manic really is extreme up. That's the best way I can say. They're extremely excited. A lot of times someone in a manic phase is talking very rapidly, more so than normal. So bipolar 1 is the extreme manic phase, and sometimes people go to extreme measures of spending sprees. They might go and spend and put a lot of money on debt. They might go gambling, but it's typically things that they wouldn't do when they're not in the manic phase. So it's like this bipolar is making them do something that they wouldn't normally do, but in the moment they feel like that's what's needed. They've got to have something right now. And that's what the manic phase of bipolar does. It doesn't allow someone to think about the future, they think about it now. So their impulsivity is to the max. It's extreme impulsivity. Now the other part of bipolar is depressive. And a lot of times that's bipolar 2, and that's when someone is mainly depressed and not as much manic. When somebody is depressive, they are isolating themselves, they withdraw from people, and they have negative thoughts about themselves. And many times it's suicidal thinking. That's a hidden danger of bipolar if left untreated. You have to treat your bipolar, whether it's going to a doctor or a psychiatrist, going to a therapist. You've got to treat it. If it's left untreated, all these hidden dangers are going to come out, and it's going to affect you, and it's going to affect your relationships. So I know you don't want that, but you've got to work on and first admit that you have to work on things. You have to admit it. And if you don't admit that you have something that you need to work on, so you have to admit that's the first step. Whether it's manic or depressive, you have to admit that you need help. And that's part of the byproduct of bipolar. Bipolar is, a lot of times you don't want to admit it. You don't want to think that you have a disorder. But the reality is, if there's something wrong in your brain, and that's a distinction, it's in your brain, not you as a person. Don't equate the both. It's something that's like brain damage, physical brain damage. You're not going to think that there's something wrong with you. But when it comes to your emotions or your mental state, that's when it's easy to start labeling yourself or feeling that other people label you. So there is that stigma of mental health, that stigma of bipolar 1 and bipolar 2. Whether it's the manic phase or the depressive phase, there are hidden dangers that can come with it that will affect you or your relationships. Sometimes anger comes out at last minute. Other times, people don't know what to expect from you. They might have said that they have to walk on eggshells around you because they don't know if you're going to come home angry or nice. That could be a sign of bipolar. And so whether you're extreme manic or extreme low, you've got to work on that because there are dangers in both phases, the manic and the depressive phase. So really learn to identify those symptoms, be willing to listen to other people in your life to say, hey, I think you need to work on this, you need to check this out, you might need to get help. Be willing to listen to them and reach out for help. It's better to go and get help and nothing being wrong than refusing to get help and there being something wrong. You don't want your bipolar to completely destroy your relationships with your spouse, with your friends, or with your kids. So do you have some things that you need to work on? Do you think you have bipolar disorder? If so, do something about it. Admit it and do something about it. I hope this has been helpful for you. There are hidden dangers for bipolar, but it doesn't mean that you're a danger. I don't want you to think that I think that you're a danger to people. You just need to identify the issues going on in your mind and your heart and your body. And if it's affecting your relationships, affecting your work, if you explode or do things impulsively, or if you get deep dive depression, you've got to work on it now. Identify the symptoms and be willing to get help for it. Then there's not really a danger, right? The hidden danger comes from not doing anything about it. So do something about it. Let me know what are some things that you're concerned about. Maybe you think you have bipolar, or maybe you do have a diagnosis of bipolar that you would like to contribute to this community. Make sure you write in the comments. I would love to know and hear from you. Other people can benefit from your wisdom, how you have experienced bipolar. And if this has been helpful for you, I would appreciate you liking it with a thumbs up. And if you're new, subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.